so many books. Oh, hello everyone, Stephanie here. Today's video is going to be me talking about Ready Player One. The DVD comes out today, so I'm really excited. Also, I'm wearing my Pac-Man shirt. I feel so cool. But I decided to talk about things that I liked in the movie and things that I liked in the book. I don't know if I'm going to talk about everything because every time I try filming it, I have a list of like each thing that I like. But because it's not in like order, I think it kind of comes off weird. So I don't know. Just forewarning you. We'll see how this works out. Also, this is a spoilery filled video. I'm talking about the things I liked in the movie. I'm talking about the things that I liked in the book. So I'm going to talk about everything. Like, if you haven't read or seen it and you do not want to be spoiled, you should probably click out of the video, go do one of them, and then you can come back and watch it. So, let's get this started. The movie and the book had a lot of great differences, and that's something that I really enjoyed because you kind of got the same world twice. It's almost like a bonus because you're getting just more of it, and I really, really did enjoy that aspect. But there are some things that the way they did it in the movie, I actually preferred over how it was done in the book. I loved Halliday's journals. I think it was so much better how they did it in the movie where you can like visually see them talking and Halliday's memories with Og and all of that stuff. I just thought that was a lot better versus the almanac that they had in the book where they just had to like read. It was his favorite movies written down, references and all of that stuff, songs. Like it was still cool, but I think it's just a lot better than just reading off a bunch of things. I don't know. I really did prefer the visual aspect. And obviously it was a movie, so it was visual. But I think it would have done very well had that same idea been done in the book and it was just written. It would have just been a great scene to play out in the book. So that was one of the first things I have to say. One thing that I really did enjoy though in the book was the challenges. Now, I like the challenges at the end of the day in both of the book and the movie. I like the challenges. I really, really enjoyed the Shining challenge. That was probably my absolute favorite. But I have to say the book, it was actually really nice because not only did they have to get the key, once you got the jade or the crystal key or whatever, the copper, jade, and crystal key. I know which order they go in. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Once you got the key, you actually had to, you got a hint and then you actually had to go to the gate and like beat that challenge. And I really loved that it was the two-part challenges, and I really love the fact that he had movies involved in it. You know, the first one is they had to play the game with the pirate and do that jousting game, and then they did the whole war games, like where he was Matthew Broderick, or if Matthew Broderick wasn't there, he was another like character just watching. But the fact that they had to do that, like, you had to be a true Halliday fan in order to pass these challenges, because who else would sit there and watch this movie a million times to know the lines, to know what you have to do with your hand and your movements and all of that stuff. I thought that was such a great thing. But like I was mentioning a moment ago, I really loved the challenges in the movie. I loved the Shining challenge in particular. I thought it was such a great thing. Oh my god. And then Age, like, I love that so much. But Shining is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's done so well. I don't care if Stephen King doesn't like it. Quite frankly, it's the best adaptation I've ever seen of his, because like it and a lot of other things are just not as good. But The Shining is such a good movie. I am looking at my list, sorry. Oh, how he gets the extra life. In the movie, he gets it because he has that interaction with the butler guy, which is Og's avatar, obviously. But he gets it by that because he says, oh, you know, that's the only time he mentions Kira. He bets all his coins. But I preferred how it was done in the book. He goes into this, the town where it has like arcades and stuff and whatnot. No, it's a replica of the town. But then deep down in that area where he sees all that stuff, he sees that there is a replica of Halliday's favorite pizzeria from when he was a kid. And he never paid attention to that before. So he goes in, he sees the Pac-Man machine. Hello, hey, that's what I'm wearing in this. He sees the Pac-Man machine. Actually, I really love Pac-Man. I may not be the greatest, but I can play that shit forever. But he plays Pac-Man, he sees the coin on the top, decides, hey, let me see if I can beat Halliday's highest score. He does, and that's how he gets a coin. I really liked that. I think that would have been really awesome to see in the book. Like, those scenes would have been great to see in the book. Genuinely, I think so. 100%. I love Ogden more in the book because I like when you find out that he was the butler and he like saw him every single time Wade went in there, I thought that was just really great. Like, don't get me wrong, Og obviously was widely known in the book. Like, people knew his avatar, they knew who he was, but I preferred him in the movie. Something that I think was very important that I mean, obviously it's a movie, they can't make the movie forever long or like constantly say 5 months later. I did like how some things though played out in the book more than they played out in the movie. In the book, you go through this time where you see that obviously it's been 5 years that people have been doing it, but once they get the first key and everything happens, it's months before they find the second key. And Wade at that point packs up his shit after they blew up the stacks and he goes to, like, you know, the city and whatnot. I like how reclusive you see people truly get. Like, I feel like they didn't emphasize that enough in the movie and it would have been better. I mean, you could tell obviously people are constantly inside. They don't really go out much. They're constantly playing an Oasis. But how it was described in the book, I did really like that it was a lot of time that had passed. It was almost a full freaking year, it felt like. But a lot of time had passed and you just see how shut in everyone gets. It's really great. I really love it. I love how their rigs can become their workout machines, and it's a lot of stuff, and I did really like that a lot. That Dado, something that I loved in the movie was that Dido, I don't remember how to pronounce his name, didn't die. That was actually a big shocker when I was reading the book, was that he was dead. Also that they were all separated, but that they threw him out. Now, I love that because it did just show you how horrible the Sixers were and the IOI people. Like, because of that, you knew how bad they were in the book, but I love Dido, whatever. And I love that he didn't die in the movie. I thought that was great. Like, when I read that in the book, I was just like, wait, what? School. In the book, they went to school, and I really like that. Like, you could go to school in the Oasis. There's hundreds of schools on that planet, and also that's where the first clue was, which I thought was great because people, like, wouldn't expect it. But the fact that there was school there, it made it even more realistic because obviously they're young. But at the same time in the movie, it wasn't so bad because it just shows you that people just didn't care about school. Definitely in the movie, I think the scene between Sorrento and Wade was a lot better when he's trying to, you know, recruit Parzival and right before they blow up and stuff. I like it more because they do more references. I just, also the guy who played Sorrento did such a great job of playing Sorrento, but I did prefer that. Like, it was very similar, but I still think the movie scene was a lot better than the book scene. The book did have a lot of other things, and I'll start finishing it up because now it's a lot more simple. But H's backstory, for example, I like that we know more about H. We figure out why she is, you know, always moving on the, like, on the move, not on the run. What happened with her and her family. I thought that was so sad but so beautiful, and like, she's awesome. I love H so much. But I also really like the fact that they actually like worked and that Wade had a job. Like, he worked in the Oasis, but I really did enjoy the fact that he had a job. I thought that was really cool. Now, one thing that I kind of like how it was done in both of them was the fact that in the book, Wade was the one that thought of going in to IOI to be an indentured servant, whatever you call him, and he was the one that came up with that plan. I thought that was really great and I liked it, but at the same time I really loved when, you know, it's Artemis going inside and she's the indentured, you know, Samantha, that she was the one that was going in and that they do everything together as a team to break him out. And I'll probably just end it with that. There's a few more things, but honestly this list could go on. My thing that I liked more about the movie versus the book is that in the movie they worked as a team. They were, it wasn't so much like, you saw it. In the book they were like, oh, let's not help each other, and it wasn't until all this time later that they helped each other. But in the movie, they like went through things together and they helped out. Like, you know, the first challenge, which was the race, even though Wade hadn't told Artemis how to do the backwards race, but she saw him, but he gave the hint to H, and then H gave the hint to Data, and then, you know, Show and all that stuff. I did prefer that. I liked the unity thing more. It was very prevalent. It was like so noticeable in the movie versus it was in the book, and it wasn't until the very end that they were like, we have to work together. But I don't know, like there's a lot of things, there's many things, but at the end of the day, they are both such great versions of the same story. I loved the visual, I loved the wording, I liked how everything was done. So comment down below what you preferred in the movie and what you preferred in the book. I'm really interested to see. If you haven't read or watched, comment down below, let me know, but I'm really curious. Again, I just thoroughly love this. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I might do this more in the future. It's interesting. I'll just figure out a way to like talk about it better. It was kind of tricky, or I'll just go in order next time. But that is my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.